Certainly will. So good evening, everyone. And boy, I'll tell you, today is been a day. So we have found out from corporate what the Black Friday sales are all about for both the United States and us here in Canada. Everyone on this call is from Canada, and we are so pleased to have Risha Adair, basically, a 24-year veteran of the industry and also power ranker and top ranked. I'll just let her go through some of that as well to get this call started, because we want to always follow people who have gone before us, because that is where their lessons, their experience, and some of the things that they wish they would have done differently are going to pay off. This promo is the bomb. So Risha, take it away.
Thank you very much. And I want to also give great accolades to my co-host, Carol Roberts. She is just being recognized as number 12 power ranker in all of Canada, over 7,000 people. Carol is going to share the slides with me tonight. She comes with decades of experience as well, having her own graphics company, her own marketing company. So you've got two experts on board tonight to help you lead through this. And without further ado, we're going to get right into our slides. And again, we'll keep all Q&A till the end, please. And you might want to even write the Q&A as we go through, and Carol will monitor them, and she and I will share the slides together. But we've got a really, really, really exciting Black Friday. This is just, oh, what can I say, man? I'm so excited. Hey, Carol?
Yes, absolutely. I had myself on mute, and it is actually it's actually mind-blowing what they've done to structure everything together. So for those of you, I want you to really get those juices flowing to see what you've had going on so far, and paint that picture, just like planning a wedding or designing a home. It's all about having a plan. So you'll see that unfold as Risha goes through here.
Okay, first we're going to start with what happened early this morning with Brent Palmer. Wow, that's just this morning, and it seems like it was a week ago, but 90 days to CEO. The training was absolutely fantastic, and Brent made it real easy into a formula. And the formula looks like this. But first, before we go into that, Carol, what does a CEO look like financially?
Well, you know what? On that chart that he showed, and for those of you who maybe weren't on that call, it will be recorded. Make sure you watch it. But typically, yeah, and he only used like 3 incomes of the 9 that we can create here in partner.co. And yeah, 12,000 a month is like modest, you guys. It's really exciting. So,
and guys, you may just be starting as a new brand partner. You may have just achieved ultimate. Every step that you've done so far is a huge accomplishment, a great recognition, a huge accolade. What you got to look at is how many other people got to CEO, how many officers are there, senior officers, presidents, CEOs. Every one of us started exactly where you started, right from the beginning. And that's what's so clear to Brent, is start with the system right out of the gate, stay with the system, and before you know it, you'll climb the ladder very quickly to CEO. This is the formula. Post twice a day, come heck or high water, post. Get your 30 customers. We all know it's doable. Do the special techniques and trips to build up your Facebook presence, your Facebook audience, so those 30 customers come to you. The follow-up in the second month is exactly this. Month 1, you get your customers. Some people will want to hear about the business, and you're going to talk to them about that on a 3-way with Carol or myself. In your month 2, you're going to be converting those existing partners or customers into brand partners. And on month 3, you're going to continue to sell, continue to get more customers into the funnel and convert them into new brand partners. Anything more to add to this one, Carol?
Well, I know that I took a few notes and really focusing on the step-by-step. When Brent broke this down, and yes, for Lisa, there is a replay on this, and we'll make sure that those links get out. But literally the system of growth, you guys, like, keep it that simple and just allow it to kind of unfold, but stay plugged in with your knowledgeable upline. A lot of you are on chat groups, and maybe your sponsor just got started, but you get to learn together. And that's what makes it fun and exciting. And communication in this kind of, I guess, the scenario of unfolding, communication with those you're working with or running with is what I call it, is vital. You need to stay in contact with them. Brent said literally, everyday contact with the people that are running with you.
And the thing is, we don't know who wants to run. So it's up to you to reach out and contact us. It's up to you to tell us, I want to watch this training. I have watched this training. I'm excited about this training. I've got someone on the line that I want help with. If you don't reach out to us, we don't know you're there. So that's critically important to reach out, because Carol's managing a huge team, me as well, but we'll always have time to take your phone call. 90 days to CEO. Okay, Carol, I'm going to let you explain this one for me, please.
Okay, so I took notes on my phone. So basically, every one of us have been enrolled or sponsored, whatever terminology that you want to use, in a line. We are all a part of someone's line, either a line that was in existence, which typically quite often is called the power line. And then we are going to start a new line, basically with ourselves and our uplines assistance and support. And that's quite often when we get started in that, it's a pay line. But guess what? That can switch real quick. And there's a lot of people on this call that's happening. So when Brent explained line 1 and then also line 2, helping people follow the system, helping them to get to ultimate, and then rinse and repeat, just like we've heard so many times. But when you do that, you guys, it is literally incredible how quickly that volume starts occurring. And basically we're looking for people that can create 1,500 PV, not just by themselves, but by following the system. And we all know, all of us did it, because when we went ultimate, that was 1,500 PV. And quite often people do that in their first 4 weeks, their first month. So just finding those people, creating that 1,500, 1,500, 1,500. And Brent literally laid this out, again, explained very well in his replay, but absolutely brilliant. Just follow this plan.
Thank you, Carol. And as you see in line 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, find 10 people in each line that you can help achieve 1,500 PV weekly. That's really only helping one person get to ultimate, right? By finding those 10 people, you will optimize that line. 13,334 is needed to optimize a line that's going to bring you $3,400 that week for that line being optimized. Do that 3 times, do the math, and you can see how quickly you can get to CEO. I love this one, Carol. Share this with us.
Yeah, this, of course, for those of you who were there, you got to see this live. And I mean, what a beautiful thing. I know Linda Smith, she said, oh my gosh, like that was her biggest takeaway of what she felt from the owners and from the leadership. So if you want to go, fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. If you want to go fast and far, you go with partner.co, because we're better together, everyone. We certainly are. So keep in contact with the groups that you're running along. And even if you're maybe not ready to run, still keep in contact, because you're going to learn. You're going to learn by doing, but you're also going to learn by listening and seeing, and being a part of it is the best feeling, right?
Exactly, that's it. And I'm going to encourage you, if you're scared, feel the fear and do it anyway. We all did right from the beginning. Just feel the fear and do it anyway. And before you're good, you have to be bad. And before you get better, you have to be good. So it all happens in baby steps. Carol did the baby steps all those years ago, as I did. Invest in personal development, listen to the right audios, read the right books, and do it anyway. And before you know it, that superstar is going to come into your business, and you'll think, how did this happen? But it does. I want to share with you some incredible growth that no one else can brag about. From last year, North America, Canada, and the US experienced 137% greater in sales. They say the economy's bad, inflation is crazy, and yet we went 137% over. From year to year, our brand partner enrollments increased by 426%. Do you realize with this kind of growth, it'll be so fast when we reach $1 billion company? That's what it takes, is that critical momentum. When you have 426% in 1 year, it usually doesn't double at this point. It starts to triple, quadruple, because you go into critical mass. From last year, the $250 a week income earners to this year has increased by 155%. What will an extra $1,000 do to average households in a month? Wow, what a difference. Like, I used to say that would be a house payment. Now I'm going to say that's your grocery bill. The
Yeah.
the $250 plus earners from October, this month in October, over the 2 months ago in September, is already up 6%. That means people are ranking quickly, they're making more money, and they're climbing the ladder all the way to, as they climb the ladder to CEO. So this is really impressive. This slide is one of the most important slides that you know that you've hitched your giddy up to the right wagon. Carol, the same slide. Look at these numbers. Talk about this.
Yeah, so when they actually went through some of this, I again, it's hard for us to kind of compare from anything. All we can really do is know what we've done before and what we've actually achieved before in the timeline. And that's like working hard, right? But what we are seeing in partner.co, like 10 months across North America, it is actually uncanny. And that's where, you'll see the growth rates, 215, 296. That's where people are actually coming in, and because they're getting results right out of the gate. So typically, it's about making a decision. We all know it's about not hesitating, making the decision. I bet you there's a lot of people either on this call or probably definitely a lot out there that they were introduced to this and they went, well, I got to think about it. I'm so grateful I did not hesitate. I was just boom, right out of the gate, making a decision, taking action. When you take action, you're going to get some traction. Think of a vehicle stuck in the mud, right? Don't get stuck in those ruts. Call on a couple friends and help get you pushing and get out of those ruts so that you can have traction, because once you have traction, it is momentum. And I love how Chris and Joni, our CEOs, they just refresh, and look at where we all were, all of us that were just getting started together as newbies, not even knowing what the heck we were doing, but we were still showing up, taking action every day.
Exactly. And this slide very clearly shows what I just spoke about, that when you go into critical mass, numbers don't double anymore. They start to quadruple and quintuple. Just to give you an idea, the higher titles, officer to CEO, and an officer is a check with a comma every week, just so you know that. It's gone from 69 to 214, so it's tripled, right? Managers to senior vice president has quadrupled. So this is what we're talking about, guys, that we're in critical mass, and run with this. This is the time, because you'll never see growth like this in any other company in any other time. You are so positioned to be in the right time at the right place. Black Friday deals. Yippity-yoo-ha. Okay, so we've had some more people come in. Please put in the chat line. If you are an American, please put 1 in the chat line. Otherwise, we're going to skip right through and go to the Canadian announcements. And Carol, I'll have you watch the chat.
Yeah, I don't believe anyone is from the US on this call.
Okay, we're going to go right through then. We can talk about this though. The Black Friday and Cyber Monday is combined into one 4-day celebration starting November 29th, early in the morning to December 2nd, to close up in the nighttime, 4 days only. So it spreads over 2 partner co-weeks. And to continue on, the Black Friday event starts at 12 a.m. Eastern Time, November 29th, and ends 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, December 2nd. 25% off. What? 25% off? Get out of here. Get out of town. We're going to pass the US market and go forward. And we're going to go right to the Canadian market. Who wants to hear about the Canadian deals? Put,
Woo!
put 10 in the chat. Let's see some 10s. Let's see some love. We're getting some Canadian deals pop up. Okay.
Amazing.
Carol, you start.
Okay, well, again, for those of us who know, and I love, you know what? Thank you, Lucy West, because she has been following the trend frantically, her and Katie Holt, because of course, coming for the road show, and we have a Canadian postal strike going on, right? So no kind of guarantee of when that's going to happen. So free shipping, everyone. Free shipping. Now think of, and when Risha gets to some of those slides, burn, noni, like heavy shipping typical. We're getting those for 25% off for a lot of the different deals, as you see here, all the different tiers, save up to, of course, there are some limits on how we can do things. And very importantly, to follow some of these slides in the way of each brand partner's distributorship ID number, their member ID. Those particular orders have to be attached to that ID. So it was, again, very laid out in the officer's call. So hopefully it's laid out as well here, Risha, and maybe you'll have to catch some of those things as well. But there are, where you have to have $300 order Canadian in order to receive the free shipping. And it's got to be, certain combinations, no packs on the Black Friday deals. Okay, guys and gals? Go ahead, Risha.
Okay. Yeah, we got some great deals going on here. Because drops are not yet on the ground, Lucy did the best she could to work with what she has. Again, we're all gearing up to the drops being landed on the ground. So you'll see so many other choices of some great products, some of the most popular products that are on sale, 25% off. Throw in the free shipping as well. I think it's pretty cool. We will come back to the FAQs that were originally listed on the US section because they will apply to us, but let's go through all of Canada first. Okay, so free shipping on orders $300. Again, that's Canadian orders. And there's some free stuff too. Buy 1 case of Tahitian Noni Original and get a bottle of the Max free. Now, I have the Max here in Mexico and I love it. There's extra cherry in the Max and it tastes delicious. I highly recommend that you go for this. It's an awesome product. It's 70 PV. Okay, I think I've got a double slide there. So we'll continue going forward. And this is a big one. This is a big one. Okay, over to you, Carol.
Yes. So, okay, free enrollment again, you guys. Gals, I think there's all gals on here. If they're guys and gals, we actually, a lot of us have been like, oh, where can we get these little slenderized bags to carry your drops? I'm using eyeglass cases and it works really well because I was wanting to get a bag too. Guess what? They're offering bags. So free enrollment with 200 PV or higher. Now that also attaches to the hoodie promotion too, okay? And then your free slenderized bag for your drops with every purchase. Now, of course, there are some, probably the next slide, Risha, has how the provisions of how that happens to earn that free bag. And then there's a maximum, I believe, of 10 bags per ID. Yes, that says right on the bottom. Okay, perfect.
Excellent. So this is all very exciting. And the reason we have an extended free enrollment is to parallel with the launching of the Canada Road Tour. So this is a great time to take advantage of it. I'm going to recommend to everybody, because the Renew is on sale, a 3-pack of drops plus the Renew plus, of course, because there's all those 25% off. So it's up to you to inform your customers about the value of the different products. We do have PDFs on all the products. If you haven't received all the PDFs, you can send me a message in Messenger and I will respond to it and send you the link through Google so you can download all the PDFs on the products. But learn about the products, do the product training that's in youtube.com/@AnthonyMoreland all the way back to April 24th. Todd, Roland, and Kristen did a great job on all the product training. But what I want to say to you is this is such a great promotion to get your volume up. And when you have more volume, more products from one customer, you will have continued purchasing, continued repeat business. And it's just like the cable company. They started offering cable, then they offered Wi-Fi, then they offered landline. It's called a bundled customer. And that bundled customer loyalty stays for a lot longer in periods of time than somebody that just had one service. That's why I'm recommending to you to encourage your customers to take advantage of this 25% off. And instead of a minimum 200 PV order, help them get their order up by sharing your favorites with them, sharing your testimonies with them. And definitely they need to have the drops and renew, as the two products go so well together. Anything else to add to that, Carol?
Risha, I'm not sure if you go back one slide for the Noni and then the Noni Max. They're also offering the 4-pack on this. This wasn't a duplicate. The 4-pack of Noni allows you to get 2 bottles for free. And then there's also, did you have a slide for the Skincerity?
I don't have it. Was that for a Canadian promotion?
Yeah, I believe it was. And if I'm wrong, sorry about that, but there was the one that we actually do have, and it's just now on the ground, you guys. So the Skincerity, the Lucium, buy 2, get 1 free. So watch for those slides. That we should see the slide deck come out everywhere after the US call tonight, but definitely if you need a copy, we're going to make that very available across all of the different chats. But those are some amazing deals. And like I said, you know, get to that certain order, free shipping. Think of the burn, even if at regular price, but 25% off. Anything that's NFR, those heavy items that usually we have to, quite often, there's a few of us that share that price because it's the shipping that we share too. We don't have to worry about that and we can stock up.
I want to share with you my testimony about the Noni collagen that's on for $54, the third one down.
Yeah.
That is an amazing product. It comes in a little 1-ounce glass bottle. It tastes delicious and it's so good for your skin. Really a wonderful product. So I encourage everybody to try that one. I just got a hold of Elite. It's not available in Mexico, so I was able to mule it in. And oh my God, what a great product. Brain clarity, beauty, everything, right? Like you'd never know that I was 97 years old. These products work. Right? Carol, what are your favorites on this list?
Okay, so I literally, because of my health, when I first got started, I promised my doctor I would only do the drops, and that's what I did. I had them shipped in from the States so that I could experience, and my body would respond. My blood pressure, best it's ever been in my entire adult life, and I still have a ton of weight to lose. Sleep and clarity of cognitive clarity, and also energy. Now, I've just added the Restorix for a total detox, and also now doing the shakes for extra. My body loves lots of protein. So the Pure Nourish, the Beauty Boost, and I just got the Giving Green. So making shakes out of that and adding all the great stuff, of course, especially because the Restorix, and they say drink it with juice, but I use frozen fruit. I drink that because the Restorix definitely has a different flavor. It's unique, we'll say. And then afterwards, I just make that shake with everything left, the frozen fruit and whatnot. And oh my gosh, I could probably have 3 shakes a day easily. I haven't even done the chocolate yet, Risha. I haven't added that yet.
So good. So good. The chocolate, you take the cacao and you mix it with frozen blueberries and slivered almonds and roll it all around. And it is the best dessert you'll ever have ever. Yeah, so good. So good. Probiotics, a definite on everybody's list. Healthy gut, healthy brain. It's your second brain, right? Your stomach. Very important. Our probiotics are superior to any others on the market. Highly recommend it. What else do we have here? Pure Nourish, that's my breakfast every day. Giving Greens goes in my Pure Nourish as well. There's some great products here. And the Renew, of course. I wouldn't live without the Renew. I buy 10 packs in Mexico. That's how much I love the Renew.
And even MOA, like I've been putting MOA into my shake as well. So because of course it's served cold, so I just kind of add that, on the top. It's I feel like I'm a bartender again sometimes. It's like literally, it's a lot of fun to get creative with some of these. But also, share those recipes. I mean, there's some people that are coming out with some amazing 100% nutritional recipes. And we have to remember, coming from the computer industry, every computer has memory, right? Guess what? Our bodies have memory too, cellular memory. And that's why when we give our bodies what they were designed to take in, which is real food and all of this goodness that partner.co has to offer us, our bodies will auto-correct and go back to what they remember. But also, I love how on the last few calls, they're talking about nutritional cellular repair because of all the stuff that we've been putting in our body, which is not food. I spell it backwards. It's just a bunch of doof. And we need to smarten up, and we need to help other people know what we wish we would have known, 40, 50 years ago. But for those of you who are younger on it, like, oh, what a blessing to know what we know now and move forward, especially when you have little ones. So sharing is sharing is caring.
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you some ideas here because everything about this compensation plan is a chess game, right? If you are ultimate and above, and you have personally sponsored somebody who is still in their first 4 Fridays, you can put your order in their account. The points are going to help them as long as the limiting quota, because there's a quota on certain deals, right? As long as the limiting quota doesn't disturb their shopping choices, you can get 30% back. Isn't that right, Carol? You get 30% back on new volume bonus by placing your order in their account.
Yes. And that's where a lot of people, I guess this is where being in partnership, I used to always say traditional business, you don't want to get into business with anyone you don't trust. In this partner.co, this is about us better together. And when we can form that trust amongst each other, where you don't mind if I'm going to place a 200, 300 PV order and you don't mind giving me your login credentials, that's where I'm going to go and place that order. But those are the people that want it, right? Those are the people that are tracking for goals. And of course, we got to remember that when we get new people started, that volume flows up, whether that's that power line or pay line. And that's very important that you know the difference and you know where you're working, especially if you have a few different lines that are starting. And then, of course, that's where the placement, Todd Rowland did an amazing placement video, but also, just like Risha said, we can still transfer those points, but until our back office allows us to do that one click of the button, like the US, where it says, hey, where do you want this PV to go? It's almost a safer bet, I feel, to order through a partner's account. But again, that's going to take communication so that you don't go over any limits and you can kind of spread the wealth. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I got a lot of product to order, so I'm looking forward to people who are going to reach out to me.
Absolutely. So the other thing I want to offer to you here is look at this list. There are some amazing price points for Christmas gifts here, guys. I mean, who wants to go to Walmart and walk around blindly, and hoping that something is going to pop out at you for little Bobby's gift or your brother-in-law or your sister, who knows, right? There's some great products here. The other thing that you may consider is this one here, the Tahitian noni, to give them a bottle of noni as a Christmas gift. They'll think it's a bottle of wine. It'll be so fun. It's better for them than the wine, right? So start thinking Christmas, because let's start giving the gift of health, and goodness knows someone might fall in love with the product enough that they become your customer. No hidden agenda there, but but think about Christmas, because there's got some great price points here.
Risha, we actually have Charlene that had a great question. If you could go back a slide, she wants to know, what is the difference of the tier 2 and 3? So of course we can see on tier 3, it's a lower price than tier 2. So maybe you can explain that.
I can't.
Okay, that's why I was going to ask you. I'm going to assume that it's, how a lot of us have a different, I guess not necessarily a different percentage, because we all get the same discount as a partner. But of course, maybe there is different tiers. Maybe it's more of a tier thing as far as, you know, the volume or. I'm not really sure. We will find out that and get back to you. On the next slide, then, Risha,
Okay,
when
I
you're
think I
talking
just
about,
figured it out. I
oh,
think I just
okay,
got it.
perfect. Okay,
Regular is 144. That's the retail price for the customer. And tier two would be the discounted price,
well,
I
15%,
think,
right?
if you're going to give them the promo code, the 15%
Yes,
discount.
yes,
And I believe tier three is going to be your Black Friday price.
right.
I
Okay,
believe
that makes
that's,
sense.
I think that's kind of what makes sense to
Or
me.
maybe wholesale, the regular price, 15% as a, you know, maybe getting it as a discount. Maybe partners are going to still offer just the regular price. All of us that are going to get it at a huge
Mm,
savings, maybe, I don't know.
yeah,
But
yeah, exactly.
on that, if you go forward one slide with the Noni, I want everyone to be aware, and you might have seen the flyer, especially here in Canada, because Noni has been on the ground for a long, long time. All of the road shows are going to be doing samples of Noni for those guests that are showing up. Of course, guests will always have precedence. Guests are all free, and we're going to make sure that from the front of the room all the way back, that guests are seated accordingly. There will be no saving seats. We've seen that in other companies. We're not doing that. We want people to actually, you know, first come, first serve. Every seat in that room is a perfect seat, right? But we want our guests to be up front. Noni will be demoed or sampled in the little shots. And tomorrow night, we have a gal who literally, we met in Leduc, some of us that went there. She has this book that's called 101 Ways to Use Noni. And
Wow.
she's going to be a guest speaker tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll make sure we get that circulated as well, because we want to know, we want to understand everything. We all understand the drops. We need to understand some of these other products, just like Risha said, educate ourselves, because then we're not selling, we're educating people, giving them all of the information that we have learned ourselves so that they can make their own decisions. It's that simple.
Exactly. I've been taking the Noni Max now for, since about July. And I also, well, I take every product basically that's available. I only have 23 products in Mexico. So this is basically a training call, so I can use certain words, I think, right?
Yes.
No more arthritic pain. I take the MOA, the Noni, and the drops, which primarily is pain related stuff. No more arthritic pain in my fingers, toes, and lower back. I had serious plantar fasciitis that felt like nails were going up through my heels. Gone, gone. Our products are magic, guys. There's true health value in our products. So if you know of anybody suffering from inflammation, any kind of pain, consider these products for them, because the drops is a lot more than aesthetics to lose weight. It's a lot more. It's about getting your health back in balance, and the body naturally starts to correct itself. So, yeah, moving on. I'm watching the
So
time.
true. Yes.
Okay, all right. And all you lucky people, you can get those free drops. It's a good thing I have a buddy called Steve that's coming December 12th. So I think I'm going to ask him to mule over a bunch of stuff to Mexico for me. All right, the Candid
And
Post,
Risha,
guys. Yeah,
sorry to interrupt. I want everyone to know that Risha has been using the version of drops, and we gotta, we gotta keep that in mind. Like, look at Risha's transformation, everyone. We
I
want to
lost,
have,
hey, Carol,
yeah,
I lost three 10-pound turkeys.
think about that. Okay, think about Thanksgiving, or think about some of us who have had babies, and thank goodness not many of us had a 10-pounder, right?
Yeah,
So think about that. That's a lot, right? But we're going to have Risha as a very important guest, because we need to educate ourselves about the drops that are coming that will be on the ground. And it's so important to understand not necessarily the differences, but the benefits of what our Canadian drops are going to do for everyone. So
yeah,
go ahead, Risha.
that's great. I just want to throw this in. I have an inventory of product in Canada, and my husband just got back in September, so I had him bring 5 boxes of Canadian drops, NFR drops back to me. So I experimented, and I went off the Mexican drops, and I went on the drops that you all know, and nothing changed. I continue to lose weight on the Mexican drops. I continue to lose weight. So nothing changed, except ours tastes better. I'm not crazy about the taste of yours, but ours
Those
tastes
are
really
those are
good.
the US, like shipping from the US into Canada that you're talking about, that you
Yeah,
that
that's
might
right.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, ours are
Yeah.
made with cherries and chocolate. It's like
I
really
think they kind of taste like a cherry chocolate for those of us who got to experience kind of a pre-box. And yeah, but I
it
don't know.
reminds me of something that you would have as a kid at Christmas time. Some kind of baking that mom did.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Okay, we got to move along
Okay.
here. Canada
Yes.
Post, if you do have a PO box as your address, please find a cousin with a 123 Main Street address just until things get resolved. But in the meantime, we're using a courier, and apparently Christy Walsh got her product. She ordered Tuesday and she got it on Friday. So don't be concerned about the rapidness of how product is moving across the border there. It's going very fast. Okay, real quick, let's talk about the upcoming road tour. Okay, so we've got November 30th, Kelowna, December 1st, Calgary, December 2nd, Lethbridge, December 3rd, Medicine Hat, December 5th, Red Deer, December 7th, Edmonton, December 8th, Winnipeg, December 9th, St. John's. There's a great lineup of speakers. Katie Holt Larson from the US, Lucy West. We're going to introduce Katie Holt to a Canadian winter. Should be a lot of fun. And Todd Rowland, Ashley, there's a great lineup. So a lot of you are in Vancouver Island and other parts. Some of you are in Alberta. What I would recommend is get into your Facebook. And Carol, how do you do it? Who do I know in Edmonton, or who do I know in Kelowna? How does that work so they can contact these people from their friends list?
Typically in your friends list, and or even groups that you're a part of, like some of the bigger groups that aren't partner co-related, but just groups like, women in business, this and that. If you go into the members list, it'll usually always tell you who you're already friends with, who you have something in common with. And so pair up with other people that are, some of your partners in British Columbia, and basically help them go through some of those, or any of these areas. If you go in your own friends, there is a way to filter, just like any other filter, any shop site that we can filter, where you can actually put in a location. I do want to point out both Kelowna and Edmonton are super Saturdays. So a little bit different. Most of the other locations are just evening events, a couple few hours, followed by great fellowship and probably some really good nuggets. Come early, stay night. That's always where the best things happen. But in both Kelowna and Edmonton, it's a super Saturday. So in the morning, it's going to be a presentation. And Todd Rowland said it very well. You've got to remember, some of our leadership coming over from the States, they're used to saying all the things that they're not allowed to say in Canada. So it's probably going to be quite entertaining too. And yet at the same time, Todd said, in that first 30 minutes for all of the guests that are sitting in a seat, again, remember, guests are free, okay? Those people are going to understand why they want to be a part of this. There's so many people that, again, educated, they're going to want to be a part. They're not going to want to miss out, but they're going to be able to think about, just like Risha said, think about who you know. Who do you know in these cities? Who do you know that also has, I love how she says it on her calls, the achy, achy. I always think of the achy, that country western achy breaky heart when she says achy, achy. But people are going to know what we mean. And then when we're talking to them in person, we can actually say some of those words, but we definitely want to be so cautious. Lucy said, and she stressed it. Right now we have our like license, but we have a few steps to do before we actually have drops on the ground. We have to be due diligent and very respectful of making sure we're following what we're supposed to do. There will be absolutely no word called skinny ever. We cannot say that word. And then, of course, some of the words that Risha said that we're already used to because compliance had that all out for us. So go ahead, Risha.
Thank you. Moving forward. So you can scan this, do a screenshot if you like to scan it, scan below and secure your spot. You can also go in the back office. You know what? When I first started this industry, my mentor said to me, when there's an event, when the leaders show up, do what it takes and get there. And I remember getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning, leaving Vancouver Island to get to an event in Seattle. and it changed my whole belief system. So do what's necessary. Sell the TV, sell your husband's golf clubs, whatever it takes.
The tickets are only $20, you guys.
Yeah, you know, but the gas might
It's
be a little
okay.
bit more.
Gas is like way up there.
Yeah, exactly. Do what you can. And when you go into the back office, this is how you find your event, you find your tickets. The Edmonton Senior Vice President or higher VIP dinner by invitation. So you need to let the people know that you are going to be there, and you do that by buying your ticket. And then I would suggest you contact Lucy West if you need that information, Carol, or I can assist you in that. This is a VIP dinner. I mean, you're going to be wined and dined. What other company is going to do that? Your job? Usually not, right?
Yeah. And if you have registered, and this is so important, this is where I'm passionate. If you have registered to get a ticket, and even if you haven't, but if your goal is to be at that dinner, reach out to us. We will help you with a plan to get there. With this promotion, it is possible. There are so many on this call. I know, again, Linda Smith, like just bing, 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 right up to vice president, just like that. If we get
Yay,
that momentum, yes, it is absolutely thrilling. And to be a part of it is so exciting. For those who actually have achieved senior vice president and above, they would have received an email. If you have not, then reach out to Lucy West, but also reach out to us. And it is for anyone who is attending, the attire is going to be cocktail. So whatever that means to you, it is Christmas and it's cocktail style. And there's going to be some other things that we're hoping to announce in the next couple days. But it's going to be a fabulous time. And again, we're going to really have a lot of room at the Wyndham in Edmonton, where we can actually fellowship and really kind of get together with people. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to make time and be available in the leadership, so that before the dinner, like it depends on when people travel, like from point A to point B. And like Risha said, do what you have to do to be in front of them. They're not going to come to Canada too often, but when they're here, we want to show our gratitude for what they've done for us, right? Go ahead,
Okay,
Risha.
we got to move forward here. Destin, Florida, February 6th to the 8th, a regional event, a Connect event. Get your tickets now. You can get them through PartnerCo. You can see PartnerCo/page Connect Destin. I highly recommend you get to these events. You learn so much. There's going to be some master classes, the general sessions. You learn so much. You network with others. You rub shoulders with John Oakey and Ken and Sherry Key and various different leaders, and ask them, how did you build? And you'll learn so much from connecting with these people.
Okay, I gotta interrupt because I forgot something crucial. As your people come in, both your guests and your new business partners, even wholesale customers, they do have to register for a ticket. Guests are free. We're going to have 2 registration tables, and I believe this will be at all events. Lucy West is handing out what she's calling 10 lucky tickets for each person who is registering, or, you know, we're checking them off that they've been already registered through corporate sale, like buying their tickets. And all I'm going to say is you want to be there, because some of those lucky tickets might be for a ticket to somewhere else. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So people want to lose weight in January and May. Those are the hottest months for weight loss. January 2025 is introducing the Slender East Challenge. It's going to be a 4-week challenge. So you're going to stay tuned to this channel for more details. It's going to be very exciting, not with all kinds of prizes. I think I'm pretty excited about what we've covered so far. We do have to go forward very soon here, because I've got a Mexico call. Their Black Friday call is on, but I just have enough time to cover the FAQ.
Yeah, so if you have any questions for Risha and I, we will do our very best to answer them. If we can't, we'll try to find out those answers and get back to you. So if you want to just unmute and ask a question or raise your hand, I'll look through the chat. If someone wants to unmute and just ask their first question, go right ahead.
While you're doing
Oh,
that, I'll start with the FAQs. Does a 25% off include packs or bundles? No. The discount only applies to select single items. As you saw on the list, take advantage of the opportunity to buy discount products that you haven't even tried before. Does a 25% off apply to auto ship orders? No, this promotion will not apply to items in your auto ship order. Does free shipping apply to the packs with free products? Yes, as long as the order is placed through the website and is in Canada $300 or more. They want to release some of the pressure on our rep support call center. So you must qualify for free shipping. You must make it an online order. If you have two separate orders that add up to 250, can I still get the free shipping? Sorry, that's 300 in Canada. No, your free shipping is not included with any single online order that's under 300. It has to come together for $300, not multiple orders. Any questions?
There's one in the chat. Again, the replay for the CEO call, that was actually hosted on the IPA this morning. And so on Todd and Ashley Rowland's Level Up YouTube channel, it should be there as well, because that's where Sarah normally posts it. And or like Risha said, the Anthony Moreland. But Level Up has a lot of the new replays, pretty much everything from the IPA, because Sarah's taking care of that, Sarah Weaver.
Just FYI, Carol, no new materials going into Anthony Moreland's YouTube. It's all going into Level Up Life with Todd Rowland.
So just the older replays. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Right. Kelly, you've got a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So I have somebody that I'd like to invite or that's interested that lives in Winnipeg. I am not going to Winnipeg to this event. How do I register them? Because they're a guest, right? So how would I how do I go about them?
From what I understand is they just show up.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Is that not true, Carol?
What normally we have done in the past with every company I've gone to, any event that where someone is coming in, maybe they're sponsored from a distance, try to get a hold of the host of that event. So that event host will be listed on the on all of the different event lists. You'll see that in your back office, and it'll be everywhere here shortly. So reach out to those hosts and let them know who you are, who your guest is, and they will be very well taken care of.
Oh, okay.
Great suggestion. Thank you, Carol. Yes, you're from Winnipeg, Kelly, right?
I am. Yes, I am from Winnipeg.
I am as well. So I'll be.
Oh, get out! Really?
Too. Yeah, you
bet.
And
what area in Winnipeg?
Well, we'll discuss that on a private call. Okay. Yeah, we can have a little chin wag. You bet.
Because you look familiar to me. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Well, maybe you never know, right?
Yeah.
Lori, you've got a question.
Yeah, I was just wondering about the drops. Is there any drops that we're going to be on or not yet?
New drops are literally off limits for anything Canadian, because of the licensing is like literally in process. We don't want to do anything that could topple that or cause any issues whatsoever. So we do have another question in the chat. So anyone who does have US customers, all of the Black Friday deals, again, the slide deck will be available to everyone, and we'll see it in the back office. I know how Dan said, like, you'll see every product in the back office will have a banner across it that'll say 25% off. So that was a question from Lisa.
Okay, that doesn't blow up very nicely.
May I ask about the different lineups? I don't quite understand them.
Lineups?
Like lineup 1, lineup 2, lineup 3.
Oh, so I would probably have, were you on the CEO call this morning? Like how to go CEO? Oh, you're on mute, Beverly. Oh, still on mute. So yes, so
I missed some of it. I got some of it, but I missed some of it.
Yeah, so I would probably say the best thing, because we want to project for the future, but we have to start here first. So usually here means you're building one line. That's all you have to really keep that focus. If you're doing the system of growth, if you're going for ultimate or anything above, that should be a discussion between you and your personal sponsor and also your knowledgeable upline. Again, it's all about making a plan. Any of us gals who've gotten married, we had a plan. You know, we carried a book with us. We knew, you know, when we had to go for our appointments to taste cake and get our hair rehearsal and same with building a house. You have to have a blueprint, you have to have a plan. And that's the one thing I can say that really sets people apart from others. The people who plan, they get it done because they're just like Risha has said in some of her calls. When we take that information, that vision here, and it goes down our arm with pen and paper, and we develop a plan on paper, then
I called on the weekend and left a message and I didn't. And then I called like,
then you want to reach out to the people who are knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than you, and run it by them, and they'll help you tweak it. So hope that helped, Beverly.
Okay. I think we're going to wrap up this call. I've got to jump on the Mexico call.
Yes. Thank you
And-
so much, Risha.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you to everybody for participating in tonight's call. Again, this is one of my favorites. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast and far, go with Partner Co. We have a great call coming up at 7 p.m. Pacific. That's in an hour and 10 minutes. And we're featuring Chris Budd, #1 power ranker in all of Canada. Kelly Rozier is on the call with us. She'll be one of our testimonies, which we really appreciate. Anybody else that would love to share their live testimony, no matter how big or small, we would love to hear from you. Please send me a private message in Messenger. And we also have Dina from Florida that's coming on board that's going to share her testimony with us. Thank you, everybody, for being on the call.
Yes.
Again, thank you to my lovely co-host.
Any questions that we might not have gotten, please reach up to your immediate upline. And if they're not responding, reach out to one of us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody.
Thank you for everything.